welcome back to another Gimpys Gal Guesses. It has been a long time. There is a bunch of games Gimpy wants me to do, so I'm getting to them as quick as I can. I do have 4 kids under the age, 7 and under, so, bear with me. I get them out as I can, but let's just jump straight into it because my littlest one needs to go to bed and I have to feed her before she goes to bed. So let's just jump into this first one, which is called Straight to Hell 1985 Sacred Oil Thin Red Line Games. I don't know what was sent, what was purchased. Gimpy will let you know all that when he does his stuff. I'm just going to open them up and take a look. If you're new, I kind of open it up. I kind of do an unboxing. Really, that's kind of what I do. And then I'll throw a little guess in at the end of how I think it's played without reading the rules, just based on what I see. So if you like those, then watch this. And if you've been around before, welcome back. And if you're new, hopefully you'll stick around because there's a lot. I'm looking at this one and 3 others. I don't know what just happened, but the screen just cut off. I don't know where you have to cut me out at, but I'll just kind of go back a little bit. Okay, I'm just going to jump into this because I'm just going to jump into it. So sorry about the craziness, but this is Straight to Hell 1985 Sacred Oil, and it is a Thin Red Lines game. This is what the front of the box looks like, and it says, excuse me, Iran active intervention into the sphere of relations between the Soviet Union and other socialist countries. Its reiterated attempts to incite unrest in the Caucasian region. Its fanatical refusal to put an end to the prolonged conflict with Iraq leave the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics no other choice than the use of military force. Public Declaration of State Committee on the State of Emergency in the USSR, Moscow, June 28th, 1985. So we know when it takes place, 1985. That was on the side of the box. The back of the box is just plain black. So let's open it up. I'm so sorry. I'm fighting a cold. So if I cough, I apologize. I would do my best not to, but I usually get a cold this time of year. And, I know it's a crime to be sick nowadays, so hopefully you'll forgive me. All right. So we have nice little shady looking roll of bags that looks a little shady. We have 2 dice. Or die. I always get it confused. 1 is a dice, 2 are die, 2 or more are die. I don't know. Anyways, it looks like 20-sided. Yeah, 2 20-sided die. They're really cool colors. I really like these. Like this, like a marbly looking one, and then this green kind of marbly looking one. So we have 2 of those. And then I don't have like a content list like I do on some games I've done before. So I can't read that off to you. So I'll just have to start with what's on top and we'll just go through. So this looks like a player aid. It says Units Legend. I don't know if this is all one. Yeah, it's like a little booklet. And it says Units Legend. I'm going to have to take a sip of my drink to keep my throat. So forgive me. Excuse me. Combat unit front, artillery unit, mobile flak unit, aircraft. These are just what some of these, it looks like counters. It looks like it's telling you what everything on the counter is. It's a legend. So yeah, it's breaking down the counters that I guess we're going to come across here in a minute. And then down here we have unit types, unit size, and then special codes. That's on this front page of this. I don't know if that's the front or if this is the front, but the other side of it is terrain effects. I have learned some things through my years of guesses. So terrain effects is when you have a map, you have different colors that mean different things, and the terrain effects tells you what that terrain is, what its effect is on your game. Whether that's on your combat or your movement, that's usually what that means. So you have all the terrain effects on the back of this first little booklet. Just scooch this over so we don't get confused. And then if we open it up, we have more. This is a ground movement costs on this top part here. And I'm going to go through this kind of quick because it's a lot. And we have ground combat table, ground combat results, cadre rating change, and electronic warfare. Then we have ground combat modifiers, cadre rating, SSM chemical strike, That's the top here. And then it says modifiers are calculated for most favorable defender terrain, least favorable defender mode, worst supply, worst fatigue, total of all step losses, chemical warfare, EW, and no ZOC if any defending unit is affected by them. All literal gibberish to me. Air combat table here, NATO pilots, WP pilots, other pilots, air combat modifiers, combat radium, and interception modifiers, and then air combat results, this little teeny one down here. I'm just going to flip through these. I'm not going to read them all because it looks like a lot of the same kind of stuff. So I don't know if these are the exact same. Let's look. Because it looks like they are. So this is, yeah, so you can see the symbols in the background are different. So I'm assuming it's two sides. It's a war. So this is for, what looks like maybe Russia. I don't know. Horrible with maps and geography and all that. We have the Soviets, 1985 Module 3, the Soviet offensive in the Persian Gulf. I wish it would just tell me so I wouldn't feel like an idiot for guessing, because I don't want to guess and show how dumb I am about this stuff. But anyway, you can clearly see that these booklets are the same except for one for each side of the war. So we'll just kind of flip through and hopefully you can see them both. We have nuclear attack table, nuclear contamination table, raid, ingress table, ingress, raid assault table, NATO WMB release, WP WMB release. It's a lot of tongue twisters here. Raid ingress results, raid assault results. Again, a lot of words, and I'm boring myself. So let's just move on. Then again, some more tables here. And then we have, oh, what do you know? More tables. As if you couldn't have enough. Let's get some more. These are tension tables, which I feel like I could use in my house for sure with 4 kids. Transport cost reduction. And then at the bottom here, I have an SLOC combat table, Afghan front table, Afghan front values, Afghan front results. Yeah, these are the same except for one for each side. So it looks like they're the same. It's just you each get your own, and then there's the back of them. So those are the first two kind of player aid type things. Then we have this, which is operational procedures. It says 1985 Sacred Oil. Operational procedures. Authorized. So this is for one team. This is for the other. But this one's thicker. This one is. So those can't be the same. Those are the same. This, I don't know where the other one of those is. There's only one of those. So, okay. So this is the operational procedures for this side. And then it gives you table of contents. And then I guess this is breaking down like the gameplay. It says operational procedures. So yeah, I guess just how you play the game. This says rules of play though. And then this is the scenarios booklet and designer's notes. So if this is rules of play and this is operational procedures, this just must be more specific details about different parts of the game. I don't know. This one's really one of those games that confuses the heck out of me because there's just a lot of words that have no meaning to me. It makes me look really stupid. But yeah, I'm just going to flip through it quickly because there's still a lot to go. So then at the back, you have some developer notes, which are by Lionel Martinez. So there's the operational procedures. Then we move on to rules of play, which is a thicker book. It's 43 pages. This one was 15. So much bigger. Yeah, so this is the rules of play. So this is telling you how to play the game. This seemed like it was like breaking down each part of the game. This is more like generalized how you play. This is breaking it down. That's just my take on what I've seen. Sequence of play. And then, yeah, it just moves through. As you can see, it's just black and white. Just lots and lots of words and numbers. Yeah. So that is the rules of play. And then we have the scenarios booklet and designer's notes, and it says Kobol something something on it. I think that's the Soviets, but again, if I'm wrong, I'm going to feel like a real idiot. So if I'm wrong, bleep it out and put the right name over it, hun. So I look like a genius, please. That's what we should start doing. Just have him voice over.
Gimpy is so sexy.
With his voice saying it the correct way. So okay, what did I say? Scenarios booklet. So this is where you're going to find all your scenarios and the rules for those scenarios, the setup for those, and then you have some more designer notes in the back. So there's some more designer notes. This one is by Fabrizio Vianello or Vianello, however you say it. But yeah, there's the scenarios. Then we have a bunch of these kind of cardstock material, player aid looking things. It says air superiority areas for the side that I'm going to say is the Soviets, but again, could be wrong. Nothing on the back. We have Soviet faction. Okay, so yeah, see this says Soviet faction and it has that picture, so I think I'm correct. Soviet faction naval display. Then nothing on the back. Iraq bases, so we know it's the Soviets and the Iraqis. Yay! Which probably I should know that because it happened in the 80s. So yeah, I should have probably known that. Shame on me. Okay. So this is the Iraq bases, player aid thing, nothing on the back. Soviet faction bases on this side, nothing on the back. And then we have air superiority areas. U.S. faction naval display, so the U.S. is involved as well. Iran bases, so also Iran is in the game. And then the U.S. faction bases. Looks like that. So those were some more kind of player aid type things. Then we have several sheets of counters. I'll just kind of hold them up and let you glance super quickly on one side and then the other. Because they're small. And I don't want to have to read through a whole bunch of them. So I'm just going to quickly show you. If you want to get a good look at them, just screenshot it and look at every single one of them. But Gimpy's going to go into more detail when he plays these. Excuse me. And these are just a lot. So I'm just going through it kind of quickly. And like I said, I have like 4 games on the table I'm trying to get through. And I only have so much time to film them. So there's going to be a little more rapid fire guesses than usual. But if you want, screenshot it, pause the video and screenshot so you can get a better look at these counters. I'm just kind of flipping through them relatively quickly. This is counter sheet 5. Even though, okay, it must have been, I was taking them from the reverse. Counter sheet 4. Again, pause the video and screenshot if you want a more detailed look at these. They're just so small. And there's so many of them. I'm not ever going to be able to read through them all. I'll be here all night. So I hope you can forgive me. This one's a little more chaotic and condensed and hurried because I have a baby that's hungry and ready for bed. And I have a limited amount of time. So forgive me. Oh. Didn't lose any, but I was close. And then counter sheet 1 looks like this. Okay. Hopefully you were able to get screenshots or pause the video at the right spot to see it. Okay. So the rest of this looks like maps. So we have 1985 Sacred Oil Lines of Communication. And this one's a big one, so I'm going to try to carefully unfold it. And it looks like this. I don't know if you're going to get the whole thing in, but I'll kind of slide it so you can see. But that is the lines of communication, which is exactly what it says it is. It's lines of communication across the map here. And then we have a couple of different tables. They have a movement points and modifiers track, a turn track, attention track, a commitment track, and then some legends down here. So there we go. Any OG Gimpys followers will know that I once, in one of my very first guesses, ripped a map. So I'm very careful to not ever make that mistake again because I never lived it down. So I will be super careful, especially when they're this material because they're easy to rip. So if you're new, to war games in general, and you get a map that's like this, be careful when you fold it because they've been folded up in the box that it literally was like I was unfolding it the right way, but I just didn't do it delicate. It's not even about being delicate. It's not like this is paper. This is still a good thick material, but it just was like it was already perforated on that edge from being folded so many times that it just one wrong move and it just ripped. So we'll not make that mistake again. But this looks like this is going to be a long ways map, like this way. So I could cover up with it as a blanket or use it as a dress. I'm sure Gimpy would like that. This says Strait of Hormuz, United Arab Emirates, whatever that means. Persian Gulf, Iran, Gulf of Oman. Yeah, so just, again, another map with lots of water in between it here. All right, how did it fold up again? See, you have to be so careful. Was it like, nope. Like that? Nope. I can feel it wanting to fold there. But how did this part fold? So it has to go this way, right? Yeah. And like that. See, it's like a puzzle. You just have to listen to the map and let it show you how it wants to be folded and unfolded. All right, another one. This one looks like we have Saudi Arabia and sorry about that. Persian Gulf, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Iran. Yeah, other part of Iran up there. Again, just another map. So like over here, there's lots of different terrain. So that map that I showed you in the beginning will come in handy for that because it's going to tell you what each of those terrain means and how it affects the different parts of the game. There's a lot of maps. And here's a little one. There are no small maps. All right, we have Iraq, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia on this one. This is map L. I didn't even pay attention if the other ones had like a, this is this map, this is this map. This one says map L, so I'm assuming that the other ones have it as well, like something to signify what map it is. Like this one says map K. So they're just very large. So we have map K, looks like this. All land with like some rivers and stuff. It says Iran. And that's the only one I see on here. So you have, like I said, you have to listen to the paper and let it tell you how it wants to be folded so you can fold it properly. You treat it right, it will treat you right. Okay. Then we have this one. This one's map J, and this one is Iraq and Iran. So I'm sure my husband's been to a lot of these places before. Just not during this time frame, but much later. And this feels like a huge one, map I. This one feels bigger than the other ones. But no, it's the same. I think this one goes this way though. So we have the Caspian Sea, Iran, and then the USSR over here. Yeah. And again, that's what did I say? That was map I. Yeah, map I. So we're going to fold it very carefully. And just like that, no rips, because I took care of the map and I let it tell me how it wanted to be folded. Did not misfold it. Did not mistreat it. So we did good on that one. All right, so the only thing left is this little stack of cards over here. I'm just going to get all this stuff back together so it's easier to pack up when I'm finished. All right, now I couldn't tell you anything. I could tell you that Iraq, Iran, the USSR, and the US are the ones involved, and it was in 1985 in the Persian Gulf. That's what I can tell you. I'm going to go ahead and open this because it's just one pack of cards. Sometimes I don't open them because I'm afraid I'll lose it or mix something up. But we have event. I wonder if all of these are event cards for like the same side or if there's going to be some different sides in here. All of those are event. Oh, okay. So then we have event with the other symbol on it. All of the rest of those. Yep. So there's two event decks. One for the USSR and then one for the other side. So those are your 2 events. Just as an example, we have Operation TSAR, TSAR. The enemy of my enemy. This one right here with Reagan on it. So yeah, so we have event cards, lots of counters, lots of maps. We have a scenarios booklet. We have our operation play booklet. We have 2 20-sided dice, lots and lots of counters. So it's a war game, and you're going to fight as one of them. And you're going to fight the other one, and you're in a place fighting for a purpose. And that is my guess on this game. And I'm not even joking because I could not give you any more. I know it's based off of that Soviet offensive in the Persian Gulf. That's what it's based off of. But as far as like actually how to play, I honest to God could not tell you. I can only tell you who's in it because the cheat sheets kind of listed out like every country. And so I know that the US, Iran, Soviets, Iraq are the ones involved. And it's in 1985. So that's my guess. Yeah, so that is everything that comes in this game. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry that it was a little more rushed and kind of a little bit erratic there for a minute because, again, this is my first one this year. And it's my first one in a really long time. And my kids were going to bed and there was chaos in the background and I'm still feeling a little ill. So, it's just been a crazy day and this is my first one back. So I hope you bear with me, but I hope you enjoyed this. There's going to be several more coming up very, very soon after this one. I don't know which one is going to go up first. Probably this one since I'm filming this one first. But there are several more that he has for me to film. Like they're on the table ready for me to film. So you're going to be getting a lot of stuff from him. So make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't. That's the biggest way you can help him is by subscribing. The liking thing, I'm going to get into this for a quick second and then I'm going to move on because I can't like drone on and on about it. 2 things I want to mention. One, the whole like dislike thing. Like honestly, I hate that YouTube removed the dislike number. Like it doesn't show you how many dislikes a video has. You can still dislike it, but it just doesn't give you a number anymore. And it really rubs me the wrong way because it just feels really dishonest. And by the way, I don't think it really makes a difference to the publisher of the video. It's an interaction and that's what they're looking for is interactions on the video. So if you watch someone's video and you don't like it, guess what? You still watched the video. You still interacted with it. It was still a view on that video. And I'm pretty sure that's how YouTube looks at it. But we live in a world where people's feelings can't be hurt anymore. So they've removed the dislike option. You can still dislike it if you want, but if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. But more importantly than that, subscribe because that really does let Gimpy know that you enjoy what he does, you enjoy my occasional appearances on his channel, and it gives him motivation to keep going because this is basically a full-time job. I know a lot of you probably don't understand if you don't make videos, you don't understand that it's not just filming it and throwing it up. There's a lot of time spent editing for him since he has a brain injury and has memory problems. There's a lot of time spent planning and prepping what he's going to say and it's a lot of work. I mean, it's literally a full-time job. Like he's in his office from like 8 to 5 every day. Just like if you were to go to a regular job, this is what he does. So subscribing is a huge, huge way. And I don't think he has a Patreon anymore. I don't know what he has, but check out the description box. That's thing 1 is about subscribing and liking. Thing two is that we have been discussing for a while now about starting a second channel. And I definitely think we're going to move forward with that. I just don't know when it's going to happen. I'm sure he'll let you know, but it's going to be like a discussion channel where we just talk about anything and everything. So be on the lookout for that from us, hopefully soon, because we have lots of things we would love to talk about. And we just feel like the videos that we've just sat down and chatted have people really seem to enjoy them. We enjoy them. So why not start a channel that's all about that? So if you like that idea, comment, like the video, let us know that you would be interested in that and we'll get that going soon. But anyways, this has been straight, by the way, spelled S-T-R-A-I-T, to Hell, 1985 Sacred Oil, a Thin Red Lines game, or a Thin Red Line Games game. And this was me not really guessing, but unboxing it for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye! Sammy Madrigal.